man. Bro, so how old are you?
That's a funny way to open up based on how our convo at dinner went. Yeah.
How many years?
I'm 19.
So, where did you start this entire journey of getting into personal development? I know we've had some conversations about your previous life, your previous interests. So, how do you find yourself here in this moment with us?
Well, I mean, let me actually start off with like the interesting part,
For sure.
which is like the fact that it's funny that I'm 19, because when we were having dinner,
Yeah.
and then I don't know why, like when you're like, well, how old are you? And I'm like, oh, I thought you knew that. I was 19.
Well, I guess
And then-
23.
Yeah, but then you guys were like so surprised, but like literally, I'm mentioning this because so many people
Yeah.
that we have this same type of relationship as us, but they're like above 30.
Yes.
And
yes.
besides on a work sense, I mean, I work straight up with people that are older than me, but that's different. That's like work sense. But
Yeah.
in terms of hanging out, in terms of the whole scope, like people think if I talk to someone on the plane, they think I'm like 25, 30.
Wow.
It depends the environment. So
Wow.
my point with that is, it's not like I have been it's not like I have been in this since I was like 10 or 12. It's really been, I mean, things have been cooking. Like I've been cooking, you know, my brain, like ideas, visions for a long time. But I've really been on the right path, really been doing what I'm doing fully for, I'd say, like under 3 years now, right? So
Only 3 years.
under 3 years.
Under 3
A
years.
little bit under 3 years. So this is where the question comes. Like, what can you do to rapidly grow?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to grow.
Well, I mean, if there's like quality there, because it's been under 3 years. So, yeah, I mean, like, what is that you can rapidly grow? Because you're 19, you started this younger, you had would you say a head start?
I had a head start over the people that started later, yeah.
Okay.
Some
So
people
then,
started.
like, what is that thing, like, you know, you can rapidly grow? How? How have you been able to do it?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's many ways I can say to boil it down, obviously, because it comes to a lot, right?
Yeah.
So to boil it down, it's really just like it's all in your head at the end of the day. So there's the initial part where you make the change, which is a conscious part, and that initial part takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of desire, mixed with this, mixed with vision, and that's what allows it to you to kind of make the leap, right? Because hey, whether you're making a full 360, whether you're already kind of in a good place making a leap, like there has to be like a breaking point.
Yeah.
It has to be like quantum leap. So, but then after that, it's all about your mind. It's all about your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind and then the habits. But there's no point for me to talk about the daily habits. There's no point for me to talk about the mindset, the way you think, the decisions you make.
Why?
Because everybody talks about those, but those are all just, what is the root cause? Those are all the root cause of your mind. So it's a very low chance that you're programmed to specifically automatically get exactly what you want. This is why the greatest people in all senses, they work so much on their mind. So to give you an idea, 95% of the decisions you make come from your subconscious mind. The other 5% are your conscious mind. So what's going to allow you to be like, oh, I'm going to make the quantum leap and this and that? That all comes out of desire. That all comes out of things that are currently happening. That is from your conscious mind. But everything else, your subconscious mind, which is a mix of your identity, of your associations, of things, of habits, and the way you see yourself, and the way you see everything, it's all in here. So that is what's going to influence your mindset on a day-to-day basis. That's what's going to influence how you approach every day, the mindset during every day. That's going to influence your decisions. That's going to influence your habits. That's going to influence everything, which ends up internally resulting your thoughts, which ends up resulting in the life that you see and the life that everybody else sees.
So,
So,
bro, I want to commend you because for 19, the average 19-year-old does not take in all this information. In fact, the average 19-year-old is probably, I mean, right now we're in Miami. It's Miami week, music week. They're probably having some fun and some rave. But you are sitting here at a.
I've been working the whole day.
You've been working all day. I'm sure you do like 10 hours a day of like work, probably even more. You're every day consistent.
yeah, well, a couple things I'll touch on from what you said.
Sure.
Because my mind also moves like
Sure.
that.
I love that. I love that.
Is the fact that you said like 10 hours a day of work. It's like, before, it used to kind when I was just an online business entrepreneur, it used to kind of matter how many hours a day I worked, because it was like me working on the business.
Yeah.
Right now, and I was actually, it's funny enough, I was talking about this with a client that I was talking to earlier today,
Yeah.
which is, it's like, when you get to a point where you're so optimized towards what you're doing, towards what you want, towards the direction, you can, because you're so clear, you can optimize everything for it being that way, and in your work as well. So you probably agree with the same thing. So me going to the gym is working.
It's working.
Is working.
Okay.
Why? Me eating healthy is working. Me learning from someone, me having a conversation with a high level person like you is working.
That's a mindset.
Because all of this builds me as a vessel to be able to now be a more attractive offer and a more better at transcending what I have to give.
Yeah.
You feel me? So more people will want what I have, and I'll be able to give it better because I understand things better. So now, me traveling, me doing everything, lifestyle, everything is optimized towards. So how can figure out how you can go ahead and do that for yourself? Obviously, the best is to choose something that will do that.
I like that a lot.
But yeah, but that doesn't mean you got to start off that way right away. That's like the ultimate goal is, people always say the ultimate goal is do what you love, blah, blah, blah. But how can I make my whole life work and towards a greater purpose? So, and then let's say you could, just bonus, right? You can get placed in an opportunity which will make you a whole lot more than what you would get. You would pay infinitely less than for college. And in terms of time, you want to talk about opportunity cost? You're not spending years of your time to get a... Just think about how crazy that is. Years of your time.
That's, opportunity cost, man. So
it's not just in money, it's in terms of time too. And let's say you can just make that within a couple weeks.
But it even sounds
And
like
then-
you're helping people.
Huh?
Like you're actually helping.
Exactly. So anyways, my point is, it's incredible, which is why we don't take everybody.
Yes.
Which is why you gotta actually, we want to make sure that you're aligned with the vision, that we're helping out people that have the same intentions.
Wow.
People that are overall just, beasts. Like, we don't want someone who's just trying to like do all right.
Yeah.
But you really gotta have what it takes. So I'll say that. In terms of my one-on-one, I don't even want to say this. I have my mindset with this, with that, with their subconscious mind, with health, with those are so broad things. Like, I can get on a phone. Like, obviously I can prep sometimes, it's good, but my prep comes when I just open up talking with them for 5 minutes, and everything goes naturally. And this is crazy because it's the same thing on a podcast. Like, this is what I actually wanted to say before. So, the seeds is like the knowledge that you're planting in, right? The knowledge that you're planting in, and then the water, right? If you're watering it, that's just the work.
Yeah.
And then
Time.
the weather is your mindset, your mental state, right? So that's what allows everything to operate. Doesn't it kind of make sense? Nature tells you the answers for everything. Doesn't it make sense that, like, people say bad weather, bad mood, like like that's like your
They all
mental
go
state.
hand in hand. Yeah.
So
yeah.
anyways, so I'm gonna just extract a seed example. So the fact that I'm able to do that the fact that I'm able, if I go into flow, it's only my subconscious mind speaking, right? So this is why for anybody that wants to be good at everything, their identity has to be matched with it, and they have to be so comfortable. They have to know what the fuck they're doing. I couldn't talk right now if I didn't know. I could be the best speaker, but it would be very hard to talk about something I didn't know how to talk about, because the seeds wouldn't be there on that topic, right? So my seeds are so planted where it's not just me going ahead and program myself to go and teach things really well, but I study so hard, right? Like grinding on my brain, just full studying, planting all these seeds, right? To the point where me also building the perfect kind of person that's able to transcend that and teach that. Whenever I'm on a call with a client, this can be someone way older than me, this can be someone that has more money, this can be someone in so many different positions, and or someone especially in the position I've been in before, that in an hour call, I can give them exactly what they needed. It can all just come out perfectly, and that 1 hour can be worth, I mean, I want to say it's priceless. I want to say it's worth $100,000, right? And there's no price you can put to it, because that infinitely not only made you accelerate your progress, but it just made you not waste a year of your time doing this or doing that, right? And I'm not just fixing holes and making the system go better, but I'm rounding out the puzzle, right? So that, and to relay that all the way back to your question, part of the reason why it's not just my programming of my mind, but part of the reason I'm able to grow so much and be at this level at this age is because of my input, like what I've put into the system, into the computer, right? So that's part of it. That's the whole equation. And just keep planting seeds. You guys watching this, you guys are planting seeds in some way, because what you're learning from this is going to come out in some way, shape, or form. Even if you don't apply it, even if you're not like consciously applying it, like I'm going to learn this, I'm going to do this, this is great. Even if you're just watching this as entertainment, it's like you're here with us, and these are seeds that are going to be, these are things that are going to come out in your speech. These are things that are going to come out as a thought in the decision you make later on. So what do you put into your mind? What do you put into your mind? That's what's going to choose. That's what's going to choose what lives in there and what comes out.
So I want to say, well, being 19, you've done exceptionally well. Appreciate it. And I want to touch on the topic having to do with your goal and your intended goal.
All right. Well, I've got a whole lot of I would say a lot of goals, different visions, different ways to say it. There's a goal for myself, like literally, how can I just become the best version that I can be, and just max out. But that's also to be able to, for a greater purpose, which is to be able to transcend that to other people. So obviously, what's great, if I could say, I want to provide as much abundance to the world as possible. So that's making people as much money as possible in the business that I do and in what I teach them. What is that going to do for me? That's going to make me more money, right? If I bring more abundance in the form of happiness, I give people more freedom, that's going to some way, somehow give me more freedom. And I get freedom even just from giving. Like right now I'm in the flow, right now I'm free, I'm not thinking about little things. So that's that. So there's so many different sides to it. Obviously there's family, obviously there's all that and the things I want to accomplish. But what I will say here is something that we touched on at an earlier conversation, another day we had together, which really stuck out in my mind because I thought it a lot and it was really good to say it out loud. And I'm going to say it out loud right here. So that's the collective, which is pretty aligned with what we talked about with you. So the collective, what could the collective mission actually be? Like, what if there was a greater mission? And I think I said it when you asked. The question was, how do you know? Like, what really is good or bad? What really is good or bad? So my answer was, in reality, everything you look at, like, there really is no good or bad. Like, everything is just energy, right? It's just, some energy is more valuable, some energy is higher frequency, some is lower frequency. So everything just is, so there really is no good or bad. Even if you bring it to a religious standpoint. But when you look at what could really be the best is, and if you want to bring God into it, if you want to bring spirituality into it, if you just want to bring a higher source into it, or what would a higher source want? Like, what would we be here for? And that's for everybody to be free or awakened in some sense. Because think about it like this. If, let's say, if there was an evil source, or a low frequency source, or a dystopia for everybody, it would be for people to not be living the life that they each individually want, or for them to not even know what that life is. So, people not knowing what that life is kind of what most people are living in now. The masses, right? Why? Because of the amount of distraction. They don't even have time to reflect, this, that. There's so much dopamine stuff. I mean, we talked about it together, like, you know, in the food, in the social media, and like people on video games, like people just not thinking. People just don't know. Most people, and they're indoctrinated into certain systems and everything, right? But then there's the people who do know, but they both fall under this category, which is they're still not living the life that they want, or that they could.